Norway. A land of stunning fjords, colorful villages, and the northern lights, often seen as a modern utopia. Year after year, it tops happiness and quality of life charts, promising a secure, prosperous life. But this vision is incomplete. The reality for newcomers is far more complex than the dream. Moving to Norway in 2025 isn't the dream it once was. The cost of living is high, housing is scarce, and the job market is fiercely competitive. Building a social circle can be slow and isolating, especially during the long, dark winters. By the end, you'll have a realistic roadmap, so you can decide if Norway is truly right for you. Food is your most fundamental daily expense. Nothing prepares you for the sticker shock of a Norwegian supermarket. Simple items like bread, milk, and eggs have inflated price tags. Fresh produce is a luxury due to high prices. Meat and poultry prices make you consider a plant-based diet. Alcohol is heavily taxed and sold only in state-run stores. The high cost of groceries alters your relationship with food. While the high price of rent is a well-known hurdle, it's the other household expenses that often catch newcomers completely off guard. Securing an apartment is just the first step. Keeping it warm, lit, and connected is another ongoing financial challenge. Let's talk about utilities, starting with electricity. Norway, a country famous for its abundant hydropower, once enjoyed some of the cheapest electricity in Europe. However, this is no longer the case. In 2025, due to changes in European energy markets and new export agreements, electricity prices have become volatile and at times painfully high, especially during the long, cold winters when you need it most. Heating your home through the dark winter months can lead to shocking electricity bills that can easily add several $100s to your monthly expenses. Most Norwegian homes rely on electric heating, and the need to keep your apartment at a comfortable temperature from October to April is non-negotiable. Many expats are stunned when their first winter utility bill arrives, often finding it to be double or even triple what they had anticipated. This has led to a national obsession with tracking the spot price of electricity, with people running their washing machines and dishwashers at night when rates are lower. It's a level of micromanagement that feels foreign to many, but it quickly becomes a necessary survival tactic. Beyond electricity, you have to factor in other essential services. High-speed internet, a necessity for work and staying connected with family back home, is another significant monthly cost. While the service is generally excellent and reliable, it comes at a premium price compared to many other countries. You will also need to pay for mandatory home insurance in Bureaucracy, which protects your belongings. While not outrageously expensive on its own, it's yet another recurring fee that adds to the pile. When you combine these costs, electricity, heating, internet, and insurance, the total amount often rivals what you might pay for a small apartment rental in another European capital. These hidden costs add a significant layer of financial pressure on top of your already expensive rent. Landlords typically only cover the basic building fees, leaving you responsible for everything else. This means your initial budget for housing needs to be much larger than just the figure you see on the rental listing. Forgetting to account for these essential utilities can lead to a serious financial shortfall within your first few months. The dream of a cozy Norwegian home is certainly achievable, but it comes with a monthly price tag that extends far beyond the four walls you are renting. In Norway, transportation and taxes shape daily life and your wallet. Public transport is clean and efficient, but among the world's most expensive, pushing most to buy monthly passes. Owning a car, even pricier with high taxes, fuel, and tolls, making it a luxury. High taxes fund Norway's excellent public services, but mean less take-home pay. Be prepared. Life here is rewarding, but expensive. Finding housing in Norway, especially in cities like Oslo, Bergen, or Stavanger, is a competitive sport. The core issue is a severe imbalance between supply and demand, with urban areas growing faster than housing construction. For every decent apartment, dozens of potential tenants compete fiercely. Digital rental portals like Fin.no become battlegrounds where speed is crucial. A promising apartment can be listed in the morning and viewed by evening. These crowded viewings force quick decisions, often leading to rushed choices. This competition drives up prices, with landlords charging premium rates. Newcomers must lower expectations, settling for less space or older amenities. Arranging housing from abroad is tough, as landlords prefer in-person viewings. Many expats spend initial weeks in costly temporary accommodations. This uncertainty drains savings and adds stress to settling in a new country. After securing an apartment, the next hurdle is the security deposit. In Norway, a deposit equivalent to 3 months' rent is standard. This substantial amount can strain finances right from the start. The deposit goes into a joint bank account, adding bureaucratic hassle. Most rental apartments in Norway are completely unfurnished. Newcomers must budget for furnishing an entire apartment from scratch. Many resort to hunting for second-hand furniture, requiring time and effort. Initial weeks might be spent in a bare apartment far from the ideal. The combined shock of the deposit and furnishing costs can be financially draining. Social dynamics in the Norwegian rental market can disadvantage foreigners. Landlords prefer tenants with stable jobs and local references. Newcomers often lack these, making them less appealing candidates. Language barriers add another layer of difficulty. Rental processes are conducted in Norwegian, and landlords prefer native communication. Without understanding the terms, tenants risk agreeing to unfavorable clauses. Many expats face repeated rejections before finding success. Having a Norwegian-speaking friend can improve application chances. This reliance on others can feel disempowering, but is often necessary. The competitive market requires strategic navigation to overcome biases. Expats must adapt to these challenges to secure housing. Norway's low unemployment rate creates a false sense of job market ease. Opportunities are concentrated in specific high-demand sectors. A strong general resume doesn't guarantee success here. Norwegian employers prioritize exact qualifications and experience. Networking is crucial but challenging in a reserved culture. Many positions are filled through internal recruitment or connections. Non-EU citizens face additional challenges due to visa requirements. The competition is fierce, with candidates from across the EU. Employers prefer candidates who can start immediately without visa delays. The reality of the job market is far more competitive than it appears. Navigating the visa process is a grueling marathon. The Norwegian Directorate of Immigration has tightened policies, increasing wait times. Visa applications can take 6 months or longer to process. The application requires meticulous attention to detail and numerous documents. A single error can lead to rejection or delays. Formal recognition of educational qualifications adds another layer of complexity. The process is separate from the visa application and can take months. The waiting period is financially and emotionally draining. Applicants must put their lives on hold during this uncertain time. The dream of starting a new life in Norway is delayed by bureaucracy. Perhaps the most pervasive and damaging lie told to prospective expats is that everyone in Norway speaks English. While yeah, it's true that a high percentage of Norwegians, especially the younger generations in urban areas, have an excellent command of English, this linguistic proficiency does not really translate to the professional world. The unspoken truth is that the working language in the vast majority of companies is Norwegian. Relying solely on English honestly, it severely limits your job prospects to just a tiny handful of international corporations, tech startups, and highly specialized research roles. For over 95% of the job market, fluency in Norwegian isn't just an advantage, it's a fundamental requirement. Many job advertisements might not even list Norwegian as a requirement, but it's an implicit expectation. You might submit a perfect application in English, only to be filtered out because other candidates can communicate effortlessly in the local language. Employers want teams that can integrate seamlessly, and a non-Norwegian speaker can easily be seen as a barrier to smooth communication. In meetings, during casual lunch conversations, and of course, in written correspondence. This isn't about discrimination. It's really just a practical consideration for workplace efficiency and social cohesion. Without Norwegian, you are an outsider in your own office, unable to fully participate in the professional and social life of the company. The social implications of the language barrier are just as profound. While you can get by in English for basic transactional interactions, like buying groceries or ordering coffee, you'll never truly integrate into Norwegian society without learning the language. Friendships with Norwegians will remain superficial, since people will naturally revert to their native tongue in group settings, and that leaves you feeling isolated and excluded. You'll miss out on cultural nuances, inside jokes, and the deeper conversations that really form the bedrock of genuine relationships. Living in Norway without speaking Norwegian means you are perpetually living on the surface, a tourist in your own life, unable to connect with the community around you. Therefore, you must treat learning Norwegian as your #1 priority, a non-negotiable part of your relocation plan. It's not a hobby you can just pick up after you arrive. It's a critical tool for your professional survival and social well-being. The process of becoming fluent takes years of dedicated effort, including formal classes, constant practice, and a willingness to make mistakes. Underestimating this challenge is honestly just a recipe for failure. The belief that your English skills will be sufficient is a comforting illusion that will quickly crumble, leaving you professionally stalled and socially isolated in your new and suddenly very foreign home. In Norway, making friends is a slow, methodical process. Norwegians are polite and civil but deeply reserved. Casual conversations with strangers are rare. Building genuine friendships takes months, even years, and breaking into established groups is tough. The key? Join clubs, hiking groups, or volunteer shared activities are the best way to connect. Life in Norwegian cities is much quieter than in major global capitals. Weeknights are for family or hobbies, and spontaneous outings are rare. When you do go out, nightlife is expensive. Drinks can cost a small fortune. So Norwegians often gather at home before heading out, making social life more private and low-key. You'll find yourself embracing simple pleasures, hiking, barbecues, and cozy gatherings at home. Winter in Norway brings long, dark days, impacting mental health. The polar night, or mørketid, means no sun for weeks. Seasonal affective disorder, or vinterdepression, is common. Norwegians embrace KOAS, creating cozy atmospheres. Embracing the outdoors is essential for mental health. Vitamin D supplements are standard practice. Consider light therapy to simulate sunlight. A proactive, Norwegian-inspired strategy is key. Norway's winters are more than just cold, they're relentless, stretching from October to April with unpredictable weather and bone-chilling dampness. You'll spend months wrapped in layers, constantly battling snow, wind, and rain. Here, no bad weather, only bad clothing is survival, not just a saying. The beauty is real, but so is the daily grind of Norway's long, demanding winter. Norway's stunning, dramatic geography means life here is shaped by distance and isolation. Cities like Oslo and Bergen are well connected, but outside them travel is long and challenging. Rural life offers tranquility, but amenities are few, and isolation is real. In Norway, choosing where to live means balancing nature's beauty with access to daily essentials. Norway's public infrastructure is high quality but limited by challenging terrain and a dispersed population. In cities, public transport is excellent, clean and efficient, but outside urban cores, service drops dramatically, making car ownership a necessity. Goods are expensive and variety is limited, especially outside Oslo. Adapting means accepting fewer choices, higher costs, and planning ahead for what you need. One of Norway's most famous selling points is its comprehensive welfare state. The promise of free healthcare, free education, and generous family benefits is a powerful magnet for people from all over the world. It paints a picture of a society where your basic needs are always taken care of, removing a major source of stress and financial worry. However, it is crucial to understand that these services are not free at all. They are funded by the Norwegian people through some of the highest and most comprehensive taxes in the world. You pay for this social safety net with every paycheck you receive and every item you purchase. The trade-off is clear. You give up a significant portion of your personal income in exchange for collective security. As we touched on earlier, the progressive income tax, combined with a standard 25% value-added tax on most goods and services, means your disposable income is much lower than what your gross salary might suggest. This is the fundamental price tag of the welfare state. It's a system where individual wealth is channeled towards the public good. You are not just earning for yourself and your family. You are contributing to a system that supports everyone, from students to retirees to those who are ill or unemployed. This model has profound implications for your financial life. The high tax burden means there is less opportunity for rapid wealth accumulation. Saving a large amount of money or making significant investments can be more challenging than in a low-tax country. The system is designed to create a high-quality, stable life for the average person, not to make it easy for individuals to become exceptionally rich. You must be ideologically and financially prepared to embrace this philosophy. If you are coming from a culture that prioritizes low taxes and individual financial freedom above all else, the Norwegian system can feel restrictive and even punitive. Therefore, when you hear about Norway's free services, you should immediately reframe it in your mind. Think of it as a mandatory, all-inclusive subscription package for living in a safe and stable society. You don't get to pick and choose which services you pay for. Your contribution is automatic and substantial. It is a system built on social trust and collective responsibility, and your taxes are your membership fee. Understanding this from the start is essential to avoid the feeling of being overtaxed and to appreciate the benefits that your contributions provide, even if they don't feel free on a day-to-day basis. Norway's welfare system is generous, but it doesn't cover everything. Healthcare, dental care, car ownership, and childcare all come with significant out-of-pocket costs. Dental care is rarely subsidized, and even routine treatments can be shockingly expensive. You'll need to budget for user fees, tolls, and childcare, so don't assume everything is free. Despite Norway's challenges, many do succeed here, but they share key traits. They're highly skilled, financially prepared, and arrive with realistic expectations. Substantial savings and a resilient mindset are essential. Patience, independence, and learning. Norwegian open doors to jobs and belonging. Success here means being prepared, adaptable, and committed to integrating fully. For those who are prepared, Norway's rewards are profound. A real work-life balance, deep connection to nature, and a sense of safety and community. You'll find time for family, generous parental leave, and a slower, restorative pace of life. High taxes mean safety, trust, and excellent public services. With patience and effort, you'll belong. Norway becomes home, and that's the greatest reward. Norway isn't an effortless utopia, nor an impossible fortress. It offers stunning beauty and security, but demands resilience, planning, and realistic expectations. The dream is alive, but reserved for the prepared. Success depends on research, saving, and adapting to Norway's unique way of life. Before you dream of Norway's fjords, take a hard look at reality. Start with a ruthless financial audit. Can you afford 6 months, including deposits and an emergency fund? Next, research jobs. Are there openings for your skills, and do they require Norwegian? Begin learning the language now. Finally, ask yourself, can you thrive in Norway's quiet, reserved culture? Ready to move to Norway? Here's your essential pre-flight checklist. Secure your visa and legal documents before making any big changes. Book temporary accommodation for your first months. Don't stress about a permanent place yet. Make sure your finances are in order and create a realistic Norwegian budget. Research clubs or groups to join so you're ready to connect from day one. Arrive prepared and you'll set yourself up for a smooth, successful start in Norway.